Welcome to Cail Harris. He's the coach of the CBC football club. He's our club legend of the week. How are you, Cail?
Good, thank you.
Just a little bit, you're obviously a well-travelled and well-credentialed footballer and coach, but just a little bit about your footy career. Where did it all start?
Well, from Victoria originally, so moved over to start at high school, played college football at Sacred Heart, and then a little bit of SNFL, then ended up 8 years at Sacred Heart Old Collegians before moving to CBC Old Collegians, which is where I work, so sort of hand in hand it worked pretty well.
So you went to Sacred Heart College there on Brighton Road, a great football school.
Yep.
And did you play any league footy?
Nah, no league footy. It wasn't anywhere near that good. I played at West Adelaide, so if I was ever going to play league footy, it was at that club, but not even close.
Yeah, so you still played a fair bit of reserves footy?
Yeah, a little bit of reserves, year and a half or so.
Yeah, so, and then at Sacred Heart for 8 years?
Yep. So I went out there as a 21-year-old and played in 2 grand finals in my first 2 years, so lost, I think, 5 grand finals while there. So
did you play in that famous Division 1 grand final against Gazer?
Not the Gazer one, no, where the mark was taken in the goal square and not paid. Still a bit dirty about that, but
Jack Juniper was best on ground, I thought.
Yeah, we had a pretty good side for a couple of years there in Div 1, and there was a good effort to sort of stay in Div 1. We had to win our last game of the year against Ross Trevor in Div 1, which we did, and stayed up and then played in the next 2 grand finals.
Yeah, brilliant. And since then you've moved to CBC and you've gone there as the coach?
I started off as just a playing assistant coach under Aldo Floriani, which was a really good experience. He's been a really big influence on my coaching career especially, and then did that for 2 years and then coached the last 2 years. So
was it the lure of wanting to coach, or was it the fact that you were working at the school that got you to CBC? A bit of both? Yeah,
a few different factors. I think I was getting old and slow and I wasn't quite cutting it in Div 1 it would have been at that stage. And also, to play under Aldo, and I had a few mates out there from school that were coming out with me, which was a great chance to play with them.
Did you want to coach at that point?
I did. I coached an under-18 side at Sacred Heart, but had no real aspirations to play and coach until it sort of came up the last couple of years, but loved it.
And how are you finding it as a playing coach? Personally, I've sat there as an assistant coach for 20 years, but the game's really quick, and I couldn't imagine being a playing coach. How are you finding that?
It has its moments. We've got really good assistants on the bench who sort of just pull the trigger and make moves and then apologise for them afterwards. But I actually like being on the ground. Being a teacher, it's good to be able to give instant feedback to guys. We're a really young side, so it works for us.
Is it hard being out on the ground as that coach, or do you try to be a player first and then the coach on the ground?
I think I've got to contribute first, which I wasn't doing the first few weeks this year.
It'll be a tough gig.
Yeah, and we've got a good mix of old and young, but the young blokes are happy to give it to the older blokes too, so that I get put in my place pretty quickly if I don't get a kick as well.
I think it's probably the hardest gig in footy, a playing coach. I haven't seen too many that work. Obviously, it's working at the moment at CBC, but really tough gig there. So.
Yeah, I had one at Sacred Heart. Jack Boren did it for a couple of years, and nearly won that grand final at Gazer, and so I learned a bit from him as well doing it.
Yeah, and this year you're travelling well, so.
We probably got out of jail a few times, especially against Lockleys and Woody South early on, and then caught Kenilworth in round 1 when they had a few out. So under no illusions, we're going really well, but we're top, and that's handy.
Yeah, and we spoke about it before. You're jostling for position now to give you the best opportunity to win a flag, and that's obviously to finish first, give yourself a double chance. So, that's you're halfway home if you can get there, but you still have to win those big games in September. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've struggled doing that the last few years, so it's a good challenge.
And would you get home ground advantage there at CBC? Would you play?
So we've the school is all done before our finals. So we'll start their intercols a bit earlier, and I think they're going to play it at Theberton or at North Adelaide anyway. So it won't affect us. We'll get the ground.
So it's always a big advantage playing at home and knowing your own deck and having your own change rooms and
correct.
just familiar with everything. I think probably worth 2 or 3 goals to the side.
If we get it, if we're good enough to get one or first or second, we've got to get there first.
Oh yeah, you do. But, just that big advantage if you can get that home deck.
Yeah, and I think especially looking at the top few, apart from Kenilworth, all the top few sides are all small grounds, so it can be a big advantage for us. And if Kenilworth get a home ground as well, it's a big advantage for them.
Yeah, I'm a big deck at St Mary's. So.